evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on you're at, folks. It's your man, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, where it's just still time is flying. You know that? It seems like yesterday was Tuesday, then you had Labor Day, and now it's like summer's about to end. You feel it's getting a little colder now. You feel a little bit, it's a little more breezy. You don't have to sweat like you're a whore in church anymore, but it's still a little warm out there. So, folks, we have here the lovely lady who just competed pretty much about a week ago at the North Americans. She is an amateur competitor. She competed for quite some time. Also, not only that, she is a mother, also a registered nurse, and veteran of the United States Army. And as any person like to say this, as you're nursing, I will say thank you for your service and for our country as a veteran. I won't say thank you for your service. I say as a citizen, I appreciate the sacrifice you have made for this country.
Right. You're very welcome.
Yeah. So we have here the lovely Miss Julie Warbler, and she has been competing for a good bit. And she, like I said, she just did North Americans, which was a pro qualifier, but I don't know. I don't know. I see her pictures like that. I don't know. I'm not a judge. I'm a fan. And when I see something like, wow, she has those good aesthetics, I don't know what the judge is seeing. So we're going to talk to her, share her story with us. And I'm going to ask this question. Madam, what got you started in the sport, as I call it, muscle and masculinity? Please share.
Well, I originally started because I was a track runner. I was a track and field runner in college. So our coach got us into the gym squatting and doing leg presses to develop our leg strength for running. And that's what I originally started. So I ran in college for a couple of years, and I kind of just, after I finished running, I loved lifting, and I just got into lifting, and it just transpired from there. It's been a lifetime since then, and it's just a lifetime for me. It's a passion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you sport, it has to be a passion because you know what? It's a difficult sport. It's toughest. I would say it's one of the toughest sports around. But you gotta respect what you women and men do in the sport. The work you put in, the time you put in. People don't understand that it's about being consistent. For one thing, it's not as easy as everybody think it is. Like the best way to say how Ronnie Coleman says, everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but they want to lift the heavy ass weight.
It's true. That's very true. Nor do they want to stick to the diet. That's the big part.
Yeah, I can tell you as a big man, it's I try diets, I can't do it. It's just too much temptation out there. Was the other day, I don't eat a lot, especially in the day. Me and my sister went out and we had to pay some bills, and we stopped at a little buffet place, and I usually eat a small little lunch during the day, but then we ate like we were big dogs, and I came home with sleep. So yeah. So anyway, when was your first competition? What got you into it?
I had a friend, it was my sister's friend from high school who we ran track with. She used to compete way back in the day when there was just bodybuilding. This was back in the late 80s. There was no figure, there was no fitness. Fitness was actually just beginning. And she did bodybuilding. And she said, I never even lifted but a couple months. And she's like, you should do a show. So she taught me how and trained me. And I worked for like 4 weeks and hopped into a local state show with not knowing nothing, and I did very well there. So that's what started it. That was back in I was like 19 years old. I was in college. I just did it for fun, and then I gave it up for several years, and I later got back into it after I had my kids and started competing on the national level, like about 10, 12 years ago. So I really got back into it hardcore. I always lifted and stayed in shape, but I had never competed with the exception of that way back then. And I actually did one small show when I was in the Army too. It was called the Armed Forces. I did an Armed Forces show too, just because, and but then I took the time off and had my kids, and it's been a lifestyle since then.
Yeah, that thing is like family happens. When you was in your army and doing your service, and when did you join? And what was that experience? And what was your position when you were in the army?
Actually, a veterinary technician in the Army. I joined back in 1987. I did 7 years. I was a sergeant when I got out, or staff sergeant when I got out, and I almost made it a career, but my mom got sick and I wanted to move back home. So I loved being in the Army. I thought it was great. But I was a veterinary technician. I worked with the military working dogs, and I worked in an Army research hospital as well. So it was very interesting. I
Yeah.
served during Desert Storm, Desert Shield. I was never deployed, but we were ready to go. So it was a pretty crazy time. So
Yeah, I remember I was in school at that time when the first Desert Storm hit,
yeah,
and I knew people who were in the army who were deployed. In my family alone, my oldest niece and my one of my younger nephews, they were in the military. My nephew was deployed; he was in Afghanistan. My niece, she never got to go overseas too often. Last place she was stationed in Buffalo, New York. She told me, yeah, she told me my mama said her grandma, my mama said like this. It was snow so high that it was almost up to her armpits.
wow.
Yeah,
They,
yeah. Right, we're from the south. We get half an inch of snow down here. Everybody goes crazy. So
yeah, back. Right,
so
right.
I gotta say about thing with your mom because I took care of my mom before she got passed away. You know, our parents are very most important people in our lives, and then when you had your kids, and how many kids you have,
I have 3 kids.
and the ages, and then the names.
My son is 22, my daughter is 20, and my baby daughter is 19.
Oh,
Yeah, so I got back into the gym when my youngest daughter, my baby, started school. That's when I could find the time to commit to me. I would drop her off at preschool, go to the gym, and then pick her up 2 hours later because it was only a 2 hour day for preschool. So that's how I started getting back into the gym when my youngest was like maybe, 5. So then it's just been since then. Now my kids are older and they're all on their own now, and I'm on my own now. So
oh.
yeah, my
What?
youngest worked for Disney in Orlando. She moved a couple weeks ago. My other daughter's away at college, and my son has his own apartment. So it's just me now. So it's been a
Oh.
bit different, but I'm getting used to it. So
Well, that's how it is. As parents, you want you to. I lived with my mother for most of my life, so that's how. But I know my other brothers and sisters, they went off and did their things, and as parents, but they always know that they can come home to mom whenever they feel like it, visit with you. I know the empty nest feelings you get because sometimes my mom left, it was me and my mom for a long time, and it's kind of funny we don't really have that when we go. It was like my parents were together 55 years.
oh
And
wow,
yeah, but at that time, my father lived in New Jersey for 30 years. We're still down here in North Carolina for the last 20 some years. And yeah, it's just we all grew up together. There was like I had my 3 older sisters, my 2 younger brothers, and my nephews. And then, you know, everybody just started growing up and going their own way. And, and for a good while it was me and my mom. My
hmm
brothers would come back every now and then, but I understand that feeling when you have that big family unity together, and then it starts everybody going their own separate ways. But like I said, with children, they always come back home to mama. So
they
here,
do. They're temporary for now, and
yeah,
then they'll always.
yeah, because especially if mama's cooking, say, "What you cooking, mom? I think you want to come over for a little bit." So here we get here a comment this is from a man Tyler Dunn. He says, "Julie, such a queen." Shout out to you, Tyler. Appreciate it, brother. Also, this is from FD Power 12 270. It says hello to you. And also to Tyler again, he says, you definitely raised them right. And that's good because that's a good thing. So, as you've been competing for as long as you have, and the
Mhm.
sport has changed or evolved, what do you see as a competitor that really is different from when you started back in about the 80s to now?
Well, what's happening now is there's so much politics, and bodybuilding has turned into a business. It's all about making money. It's all about you know, so many politics are involved. I can't even begin to start. Where back then it was like the best physique on the stage won. Bottom line, back then it was everybody was humble. Everybody was wanting to do their best. Now today there's just some, and you don't know too because the judging differs from show to show. One show they tell you to come in full, so you come in full, and they award the girl who's more shredded. The next day they tell you to come in shredded, and they don't award you if you're shredded. So it's like you get feedback sometimes, and then the judging's different no matter depending on what show you go to. So that's really a lot of competitors will tell you that that's kind of difficult. You try to you know you know mold your body a certain way because you're following what they tell you to do, and then you get there and they don't award what they told you to do. So it's very frustrating. Where back then, back in the day, it's like if you had the best physique on stage, you won. It didn't matter who your coach was. It didn't matter who you were tied in with, and another big thing at these national shows today is there's all these crossovers. You're having, one woman crossing over into 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 classes, crossing over from bikini into women's physique. It's like it's two completely different physiques, but yet they get awarded in both. So it's like, this doesn't make any sense. So that's kind of frustrating. It's very frustrating to me, and it's frustrating to a lot of competitors I talk to. I'm not the only one who feels this way. So
Yeah, I talk about something on my channel that the judging can be subjective. When they tell you, like, I even talk to girls who were figure competitors, tell them, hey, come in bigger. But then
yes,
figure is supposed to be more of that slender look, the broader shoulders. They
yes,
want you, and then they want you in physique to come in fuller, round muscle bellies. But that's like women's bodybuilding, And then I interviewed a young lady who got a pro card at nationals last year. She did both figure and she did wellness, but on the pro card as a figure competitor. Um,
okay,
I, yeah, I saw in North America there was one lady who won 3 pro cards in 2 different divisions.
right, and that's, yeah,
And
you shouldn't, because they have two separate criteria, completely different sets of criteria. So if you're matching pro criteria in physique, you are too muscular for pro criteria in figure or bikini. So that's where the controversy kind of lies. It's like they're all different looks. They're supposed to have different. That's why there's different divisions, because there's different looks. So
mhm. Yeah, because I know when you create physique was supposed to be a replacement for women's bodybuilding. As this is my favorite quote, as the IFBB and APC quietly walked behind the division, stabbed in the heart when they got pushed out of the Olympia. And
yes,
then, Arnold dropped not just women's bodybuilding, physique, and figure, and then all the tensions for as I call them the TNA division, that's wellness and bikini. But
yes,
you ladies, you put in just as much as hard work as those women, maybe even more. But if the judges don't say, okay, let's stick with this guideline, saying, okay, you're a figure competitor, you on your pro card as a figure competitor, you're a physique competitor, you own your pro card as a physique competitor, you're a bodybuilder, you're the higher level. That's it. But
right,
so easy interchangeable, because that's why you look at if you follow the pro levels, there's one lady who's competing, I think, this weekend. Her name is Manon from
hmm,
Canada. She's doing a show in figure, but she's planning on doing another show in physique. And this is
okay,
like before she's does the Olympia first. She's already Olympia qualified.
okay,
Hmm.
yeah. So it's
Yeah. So like I
different.
said, but you feel like there's still opportunity for you, or you feel like you want to say, what, that time
You know,
again, you feel like you just want to throw in the towel.
many times I've wanted to throw in the towel because I've come close to that pro card several times. So close, I could taste it. I flirt with it for years, and then I come back last year, and I did the North American last year, and 2 of my classes I didn't even place in the top 5. And the show before that I took second at nationals. So it was like I was so close just 9 months ago, and now I'm not even placing. It's like sometimes I wonder, I'm just never going to get my card. It's like I've been so close, but I'm so far away. I've improved my body. I've put on muscle. I come in lean. I come in conditioned. Um, I mean, I don't know if I do bodybuilding and physique because I feel like I can kind of do both because I'm kind of muscular, but um, enough for bodybuilding. But then again, I don't know. I don't know if it's my height because I am so short. I don't know if that's been my hindrance because I'm only 4'8" now. I'm shrinking. I shrank 2 inches. I was 4'10" when I was in the army. Now I'm 4'8.5". But so I guess I'm shrinking. But so I don't know. My heart wants to keep going because it's a goal, and I want to achieve this goal, and I don't want to quit.
Yeah.
But comes a point in time, I'm getting older, it costs a lot of money, it's hard on my body, all these sacrifices. I'm like, is it really even worth it at this point? I love
Yeah.
it, it's a passion, but is it really worth it? So it's
Yeah.
definitely a quandary for me.
Yeah. I think, like I said, this is from my standpoint. I can never do what y'all ladies do. And to do what you do, to get up in the morning, to train, to work out. And people need to understand that this is a sport and you have to be passionate about it. There's not a lot of money in it because, like I said, it's expense. Yeah, think about it. That money could go to your kids' college funds, or go on a trip. I saw recently you guys have a new house, so and you was able to do that. That's pretty good. Congratulations.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there should be, for one thing, the standard should be set for your competitors. Where okay, we're going to work with this and work with that. Like right now, I'm looking at her. She looks like she's shredded to the bone. I don't know how in the world no judge would have given her pro card, but maybe just me being a muscle person. I can't help
Yeah.
myself. It might. Yeah, you're welcome. No, you don't have to say thank you to me. You are welcome, man, because it's a pleasure to talk to ladies like yourself. But I think there should be more opportunities for y'all women. As you know, everybody pays attention more to the men's side because this is how I say it, they're the bottom bitch. They always bring in the attention, they bring in the money. But it's a lot more for y'all women because all they gotta do is wear a pair of banana hammocks and board shorts. You always have to not only your training, your dieting, your consistency, also hair, makeup, jewelry, everything that goes with your posing suits, everything. There's so
Yes.
much to this sport that's involved in it for a bodybuilder.
There is lots of other expenses, you know, so it gets very pricey. The suits alone for the women are, if you want a decent suit, you're going to pay $1,000. That's just a decent one. It's expensive. So
Yeah. We have here a comment. This is from my man, bodybuilding fan '01. He says, Julie is awesome sauce. I was friends with her on Facebook a few years ago when I had my account. Yeah. This is from my man KL the Wonder says, hey, what up? Thank you, brother. What's up to you? This is from my man Balls Deep. He says, what up, a salute. Thank you, brother. Also, he says, Chicago in here. Also, he says, smash that like button. Thank you, brother. So let everybody know, smash that like button. Also, he says, peace and blessings, beautiful. And also, he says this. He says, she's sexy and swole as AF. Oh, there you go. She gave you a little pose there, balls deep. So be calm. Put away your lotion, your tissue now. It's done. So,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I think you have to have a passion for sport, and
yeah.
and your job, you're as a registered nurse. How long have you been doing that?
I've been an RN for 25 years. Yep.
Yeah, that's wow. That's wow. I know some ladies have been that not that long, maybe some longer, but yeah. And
Yeah.
do you're like your coworkers? Did they ever, they ever like come to your shows or they support your bodybuilding?
You know what? They never come to my shows because lately all I've been doing is nationals. But they support me. They're very supportive. They don't mind when I heat my fish up at work. They don't mind that I got to eat while I'm working and get my meals in, and they all ask me so many questions about what they can do to change, and they definitely support me. The two places I've worked in my nursing career have been excellent supports. So it's been a blessing because it's not always that way for people. So
Yeah, it's good that you find support. I know your kids. I know what was it like for them when growing up, especially your son, because you got to think about it. His mom on stage in a bikini, and you say, "Hey, hey, 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 that's your mom, dude." Yes. Hey, 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 hey. And then, I'm as a boys, our mothers are our best friend. Like the
yeah,
boy's best friend's mother. We probably say, "Hey, mom, I had to fight some guys because he saw you in your posing suit." So, what was it like
yeah.
them growing up?
He was pretty impressed with it when he was a little boy. When his friends would say, "Hey, Nick, your mom is so strong," and my son is autistic,
Uh-huh.
so he didn't quite understand the complexity of what I did, but he did get the fact that I'm a bodybuilder. And when people would compliment him about me being a bodybuilder, it made him really excited. He got excited about it, but his brain works a little different with his autism. But my daughter, my middle daughter, she was always my traveling partner. She came to all my shows with me through the years, and she's like my biggest fan, and she's the biggest judge, and she can call the shows how she sees them. She loves it. She used to love it.
Mhm.
So
That's
yeah.
good. That's good that because sometimes I know ladies who told me that sometimes the family don't understand it because it's not
Yeah.
a typical sport like any other sport. It's very,
Yeah, but my kids grew up with it, and they know how I eat. They know that when we go out to dinner, we got to go to certain places so I can get my food. I know certain places will make my food the way I want that, and they'll wait to go out to dinner when I can have a cheat meal. They'll wait till like Sunday night or whatever. So they're very understanding because they grew up with it. So they're very understanding with it.
yeah, that's good. This from a
Yeah.
man, Balls Deep. He says, with all the stress and struggles, why female bodybuilding? So, like I say, like with all stuff's going on, where you're not getting judged and placed where you should be, and trying to get your
Yeah.
pro cards. What motivates you to keep doing this? Because, like I said, you could just say, "I'm done."
Right. Right. Because I feel in my heart that I can get that pro card. I feel in my heart that I can achieve it, and I want to achieve it, and I don't give up. I'm not that type that gives up. I'm not a quitter. I've never been a quitter, and I don't want to be a quitter. You know, I want to follow through. I mean, eventually, if I don't get it, maybe now it's time to start making these decisions whether I'm going to try again. But I do think I might give it one more season. So I'm not ready to quit yet.
Yeah, it's like the quote from the great Rocky Balboa. It's not about how hard you can hit; it's how hard you can take the hits and keep moving forward. And that's Rocky. Anybody who knows, if you've never seen the Rocky movies, I don't know who. When you're living in a cave someplace, it motivates people just to realize, what, I can do this, and I think you can do it. I mean, if it's not this year, if you can try to do next year. Like I said, I think there's still at least about three more pro qualifiers. I think there's so some overseas, but I know you don't want to go all the way overseas to do. Yeah, nah, that's too expensive. I think.
It is.
Yeah, there's a Masters USA's. I think that's coming up.
Yeah.
There's yeah,
Yeah.
nationals and the amateur Olympic here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there are a few coming up. So there's a chance, so that, I might give it another try. If not, then next year I might give it a go and maybe try to do a couple different shows. I've been doing the same shows. I've been doing Masters, I've been doing North American. Maybe in nationals, maybe I'll change gear and do Universe and USA. Maybe just try some different shows.
Mhm.
Maybe see if better luck there.
One show you should have tried was, it was, I think it was the same week as the teen collegiate show, was the Miss International. A friend of mine, she competed that show because there's only two women in their class. The pro card was a handout. So usually they usually give you a pro card for two, if depending if you win in your class, and then you just do the overall, which gets you the shot for the Rising Phoenix.
Yes.
And yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because
That
that's
is that
hmm?
Chicago? Is that in Chicago, that show? Is
Yeah,
that the one? Yes. Okay. Yeah.
yeah. That's Tim Gardner, and it's,
Yeah.
it's yeah, and it's sponsored by Wings of Strength by Jake
With,
Wood.
yeah.
Yeah, and every time I gotta say his name, Jake Wood, I say, yo, Jake, I want that money. I want that gun. I can't help it because I don't know a lot of guys named Jake. I got to do it every time I say his name. Here we got here from my man Tyler. It says, long time fan, you're a champ in my eyes, Julie. This is
Uh-uh.
from a man, Balls. He says, Smoke gang, 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 gang. Also, this is from man KL. I walked in, you walked out. I never met a pretty girl. Look so tough. You got man has tried to do Prince.
I love it. Love it.
Yeah, I remember I was talking to one lady who said it was a debate who's most talented, Prince or Michael Jackson. I love Michael. He was great. Prince was just, and also any dude can take your girl wearing high heels and makeup.
Oh my God. That's true.
Yeah, he can steal your girl. Also, this is from my man KL. He asked this question. He says, "How long you been competing?" And I think you've been competing for at least a good on and off a good 20 years or so.
Yeah. Yeah. But I did two shows in the last 20 years. Seriously, consistently 12 years now.
That's good. Yeah. So, here we got here from, this is a new one because this is like some new guys in here. He said this is from Paul Grashop. If I got his name right, I'm gonna apologize. Paul says, "You look beautiful and sexy. Keep up the good work. I admire you mostly because you're a nurse, part of the sisterhood that will always be there forever." Thank you, Paul. I mean, I'm telling you, Julie. When I get a new girl in here, these guys like the episode of it was a who was I thinking about? When Prince first meets Charlie Murphy, and they're at the club, and he's hanging out with this guy named Nikki Free, Paula Shalimar, and then they think Nikki Free's a chick and said, "Yo, Shalimar got a new girl. She fine as a motherfucker." That's how these guys act with you. She said, "Joey got a new girl. She fine as a motherfucker." They get shy.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do, guys, is I know the reason why you came here. You want to see some stuff here. So she's a nice lady. She took time out, sit and talk with me, and
Yes.
share her story. If you want to follow her, her links are in the social media. Of her social media links are in the live stream. You can check her out. You can follow her. I want to say this, and this is no offense to you, Julie. I do this because it's a disclaimer. Guys, no D pics. She has kids, man.
Yes.
Stop it.
No DPs, please.
No. I
Automatic block.
I I tell you too, I mean, it's funny how some guys say, I don't like these muscle chicks, but then they send you like the dick pics. I don't know why. What the guys, come on.
Me either.
I don't it's just it's like
It's like,
no one see your Tom Thumb,
no.
no one see that. So
Different
huh?
There's a time and a place for that, and it's not a picture that when I don't know you.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So we're gonna jump into social media for a bit. And here she is. She got some pictures and it look pretty wow. I mean, this one right here. She just posted these a while ago. I said, wow.
that's a recent picture.
Yeah, you just got a beautiful smile about you. You know, what is you think is your best physical quality?
Well, I like my chest as far as my body is, my pecs, I should say, not my boobs, but my pecs. But I don't know. A lot of people tell me it's my eyes and my smile. So I
That's
get
something. Yeah, that's if I draw people into. You have a nice smile. You have pretty eyes. You have nice
mhm.
physique. Pecs. I love a great set of pecs. I know you have breast implants. I'm not a big fan of them. Sometimes they can, depending on who done them or how they get done. Sometimes they can take
Yeah,
away the look of
big
someone's chest.
pecs, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think some women go a little too far. And here she is at the North Americans.
Hmm.
And what was critique from the judges? What they told you,
I
what you need to fix?
emails the head judge, Sandy. Um, I'm going to email her this week. So I haven't gotten the feedback yet.
Sandy Williamson is probably one of the top judges. She didn't do the Rise of Phoenix this year because she was doing, I think, a show with somebody said in Japan. And here she is, guys. You like this one here? Her and it's a peach dress.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love
she's not. Yeah, night on the town. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have some great arms. I mean, I'm telling you, especially I think with the shorter women, like y'all really can put on muscle a
Yeah.
lot
It,
more. Yeah. Anyway, when you're working out, what's the thing you feel like you have to really work out the most as you're
my,
training?
my legs. It's been a journey building my legs. I had both my knees replaced 2 years ago. So I've been working really hard the last 2 years to bring my legs back up. And I think this year has been a success. I've really built them up almost to match my upper body. So I'm pretty pleased. Well, I'm not done yet, though. I want to build my legs some more. So,
Yeah, it's a process. Everybody got to realize that to grow, you have to be really complete. Now, you might be good at one thing and not as good at the other. And when you work it out, what's that workout you say, "Wow, I love doing this one," and the one you say like, "Why I'm doing this? I can't stand it. I'm just."
yeah, I love training. Chest is my favorite. I hate triceps. I don't know why I hate training triceps, but probably chest and legs are my favorite body part to train.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, everybody has their favorites. Leg
Mhm.
day is the least favorite for most competitors because no one likes to work on the legs. But you have to, like I said again, with you had knee surgery. I can tell you, I got issues
Yeah,
with my knees now. I mean, I'm thinking about getting surgery on one of them. But yeah, you look pretty good. And this is one of your daughters.
that's my
Oh,
working for Disney now. That's my baby. That's Anna.
oh, she's cute, just as pretty as her mama.
Thank you. She's prettier even.
Mhm. Well, you should be proud of your children when they're doing something with their lives, especially at
Yeah.
that young, young she is, and go out in the world. And
Yeah.
it's good that you have support with your friends and family. Because I know in some
Yeah.
situations, some ladies, they lost friends because of sport because they don't understand that sometimes you can't go out and do like everybody else do, like go out and go eat or go to the bar or go to the club. You have to really change your life.
Right. That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. So
Yeah. But like I said, it's nice pictures, and this is a little video from. She did the Teen Collegiate last year.
yes,
The last month was a couple months ago,
yeah, that was
and yeah,
Masters National 23.
yeah, okay,
That
yeah.
yeah.
And what was the critique from this show?
Um, she's what did she say? Um, More conditioning, I think she said. She told me to come in fuller, so I came in fuller. And the girl who beat me and won her pro card was very thin and rail light with no muscle. And and I did bodybuilding, so it was a little bit indifferent. My thoughts were, she's a bodybuilder, but she looks like somebody who just lifts weights and lean. But she beat me because I was told I wasn't conditioned enough for bodybuilding. So I don't know.
The thing is, like I said, the judging is subjective in the sport. I mean, it changes from one show. Like it depends on the coach. What else I heard, it'll change
Yes,
from one coach, or well, not coach. I mean, one judge to another. And who's your coach? Who are you working with?
I'm working with Sandy Sanchez. He's a IFBB pro classic physique competitor. He's out of Philadelphia area. I've been working with him for a couple years now. Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
great
that's good to have a good relationship like that. This is from my man Balls. He says he saw the picture. He says, "Yes, Lord."
guy.
And also he says this. He says, he says, "I'll put a little something on her phone bill." Yeah, that's the thing is, like you're not sponsored. Like I said, you're doing all this on your own,
So am I.
and yeah, and I think sponsorship does help because
It does.
cover the cost of especially your travel expenses because you're where you staying, where you live at,
What's that?
where you live at,
Michigan.
Michigan. That's
Yeah,
like you got to go on to Pittsburgh,
yeah.
and that's like
Nice. That's helpful. That's why I kind of do the shows in Pittsburgh. I can drive there in 5 hours and save some money. So
yeah, yeah. And I think Michigan. There's quite a few bodybuilders in Michigan. I think people like Linda Murray. She's from Michigan.
yeah,
Also, yeah. Andrea. Andrea. You shouldn't mention that name because this
yeah.
is.
She actually lives in the city. Actually, we live in the same city, me and her.
She. This is. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got this a while back. This is a friend of mine, Eunice,
Yep.
and I like showing this off because you've ever seen it's just
Yeah.
beautiful that she took time out. I know Kayla hates it when I show it off, but I love doing it because she took time out and she signed it for me.
Oh, nice. She's a sweetheart. She's a
Yeah,
sweet. She was my posing coach last year. I worked with her, several times up to masters last year. So she's a good person. She helped me out a lot with my posing, and I kind of repeated it this year. So yeah, she's a great person.
yeah. I mean, yeah, because I saw that picture of you. It's on your social media with her together. I mean, yeah, she is amazing. What was your thoughts of how she placed at the Rising Phoenix like a couple of weeks ago?
Well, I was a little bit shocked. I think she's aesthetically much more pleasing to look at than the other girl. She's more muscular. She's prettier. I think all in all, I thought she beat her. I can just say that she wasn't as conditioned as the other girl. What was her name? Angie, I think her name was.
Angela Yo.
Yeah, Angela Yo. She had her on conditioning and hardness and all that. But I think that this probably lit a fire under Drea or Andrea. She's going to come back. She'll come back for the Olympia. She'll retain her crown, no doubt.
Yeah,
No
because
doubt.
yeah,
Right.
I got a friend of mine. His name's Big Keith Williams. He knows Andrea. They, him and his wife, Tina, they hung out with her a while back. Was working with her coach John Simmons, and he told me, he said,
Yeah.
George, she loves to fight. She loves competition. She's
Yes. Yep.
not at her final form. I remember a couple years ago, I was at
But
Savannah. Hmm?
I agree. She wasn't at her final form in that show. She was,
Yeah,
so
yeah. Because I remember a couple years when she was at Savannah, she was guest posing at the Linda Murray Savannah Pro, and it was her and Mona Persley. Mona looked pretty conditioned. I was thinking Mona should have competed that show. Maybe got her qualification that year. But Andrea looked pretty good. Then she's the Rising Phoenix like maybe a month or so later.
yeah.
Just amazing. But
Hmm.
yeah, I think it's just this happens to some of the greats. Like even Ronnie Coleman lost to some guys. When he was sending Miss Olympia.
Yep.
Yeah,
Happened.
I was lost. a couple of times. Is City Miss
Yes.
Olympia. This is just one of the things that happen. I know people saying now, oh, she lost. Yeah, 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 yeah. It doesn't matter. It's
Right.
Rise of Phoenix. It's still a big
That-
show.
That's a big show. That's right. And you know
Yeah.
what? She was 100%, but Angia Yo was 100%. So wait till Dre gets 100%. It's going to be lights out.
Yeah. Yeah. This is from my man, Balls. He says, she gained a new fan. Oh, wow. That's cool. Also, he wonders this. He says, he says, she's single. No, I think that's ballsy. That's her private business. You don't need to know. Okay. So, but yeah, I mean, it is, like I said, a tough sport, especially for a woman, and people don't understand that you are an athlete, but you're still a woman. And people have this ideology that, as we all know, society steps to women like, okay, we're supposed to be soft and this and feminine. You had 3 kids, and that's a good sign that you're a woman. But then we see women with muscle. It's just something different. It kind of offends their own sense of
Yeah,
what they believe.
yeah, that's true. That a lot of people feel that way. So I agree.
Yeah.
But
Here, just yeah, this from a man, balls deep. He said, you know, she got robbed. Yeah, and he said she's shredded. She's ripped and shredded. And I tell you, there's an old smoke says, when you ladies rock hard, we'll rock hard. That's just what I'm saying. But yeah, you have to really love the sport, the work you
hmm
put into it, the time you put into it. And you see how you've been competing as long as you have. You see how the sport is evolving. You see like people can cross over from one division to another. And I saw one lady who just did the Alita Cobra Classic. She was a physique competitor, jumping over to women's bodybuilding. I had this Sherry Piami on here before. Sherry been on here a couple of times. She also was physique competitor jumping to women's bodybuilding. You know, just as a competitor, shouldn't there be like a set guidelines where say, okay, let's stick with that?
right, there should be. I agree, and that's what we're not seeing in these shows these days. There's no set guidelines. When you have somebody who's doing figure and turning pro, and then doing physique and turning pro, and then bodybuilding and turning pro, you got there's a problem here. You got the the rules show 3 different forms, but the same person's winning each form. So how are they judging by the standards they're supposed to be judging by? So, and that's why I think bodybuilding turned into a business, because they're allowing all these crossovers. When you're talking, you got 5 girls, one girl in 5 different classes. These classes are $300 a pop, and they're doing each. You're talking hundreds of girls doing 5, 6 classes each. Think of the money that is being made here. It's turning into a business now, and it's losing that aspect of the sport that we love so much.
The
You
thing is, that's why one step of the season why they kicked out women's bodybuilding, physique, and figure for the Arnold because it's businesses. But then if Arnold can dig up an extra $200,000 to have for prize money for the men's open division, but you
right?
can't get the prize money and the sanction fees for women's physique and figure,
Right.
yeah, I can say as a fan, I understand as a person, I understand the business part, but as a fan, I think it's unfair. Like,
Yes.
and then, like I said, being amateur, you have to pay because I know I got a friend of mine. He is a coach, also he's IFB pro. He was at the North Americans because one of his clients, he just won his pro card there, and he said he had to pay $200 for a coaching fee. And he's
Yep.
IFB pro.
To the backstage room, they have to pay too. Just
Yeah,
where you're pumping up, they have to pay to go back there.
to me that don't make sense because if he's is that's your coach and he's
Yeah.
IFB pro, you should go there
Right.
back there for you'll get a discount.
That's true. Yeah, or just let the coaches go. The athletes already paid their dues to be there, so why can't their coach come in the room? The room's got plenty of room. It's a huge room. There's room for lots of people in there. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's
about
just
money.
crazy. This is from my man, Balls. He says facts. Yeah, I appreciate you, brother. Also, this is from Tyler Dunn. It says women's bodybuilding over men's bodybuilding every time. Thank you, brother. And also, this is from my man Balls. He says uh, they should combine classes if that's the case.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, because getting to the point where if you look at like someone like Andrea and look at someone like Natalia Cuejo, where they almost look like same class, it's just that pose is different.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Like Natalia, she's really big. She's very muscular. You know, she could easily do bodybuilding. So, but I don't know. It's hard to say.
Well, what's always been an excuse why I heard some women in the physique division why they don't want to do because I don't feel feminine enough. I want to
Right.
be a woman, but you're a feminine lady. You
Yeah.
know, you get your hair done, you make it done. She want a nice little blouse. She got everything's popping on her. But it's about where the athlete want to go, and this is always going to be the one thing that kind of holds bodybuilding back. Always people talking about the use of steroids, performance enhancers, but that's
Mhm.
in almost every sport.
It is every sport's doing it. It's not just bodybuilding. You know, I mean, every sport's using it. It's very prevalent. So it's just that unspoken thing that nobody talks about. You know.
Mm-hmm. And one thing I think bodybuilder could really need is like maybe more mainstream attention. Like one thing is like you don't see like I remember we used to be on television. You can
Yeah.
catch it
I mean,
on yeah,
the questions on TV.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, network television, cable television. But now if you watch ESPN, it's like, poker, throwing darts, cornhole. I mean, I know it was a while ago that The Rock wanted to
Yeah.
be part of it because, but I think there was some issues, something like that. But if bodybuilding can get that mainstream attention, I think it could help it out, long, especially financially, even for you amateurs. It could be like a little break, a little assistance.
That's true. That's good.
Yeah, and I think that can help, especially as you're traveling, your costs. I know with some shows, sometimes promoter will give you back your fees, your entry fee if you win. Yeah,
That
but
would be,
yeah,
yeah, that would be a nice perk.
yeah,
So
yeah. This is from a man, balls deep. He says, "Yeah, but other sports penalize you if you caught with PIDs in your system. Well, they'll penalize you that bad, but I understand." Also, he told me he says he says, "Rock hard pause, no Diddy." Why you see that? Get rid of that no Diddy shit. That's anything. So so now, as you know, your plan is you want to do one more show,
yeah,
and you want to see if you can get your pro card, and then you want to try next year. So
yeah.
when all said and done, what would you want to do? Because I know you already got a job, you got a career.
Mhm.
Would you ever want to coach other people or
You know,
do something
I don't
else?
really have any interest in that. I've coached a few people through the years here and there. I don't really enjoy it, so I don't think so. I think I'll just get back into my scrapbooking and do some traveling and I'm always going to keep in shape. I'm always going to stay in shape and stay fit. You know, that's just my lifestyle. But I'll just maybe relax a little bit, enjoy some donuts more often, and
Yeah.
cider milk come. So enjoy that. And, you know,
So, like I say, talk about donuts. Tell me this, Julie. Tell me what was that thing you had the most, the thing that you wanted, especially after a long prep, that thing that was calling your name, that thing you desired.
you know, donuts all day long. If I had to choose anything, it's donuts. So that's what calls to me. It's what I crave all the time. I got a sweet tooth, so
Yeah, I could say I got sweet tooth too. I mean, I don't eat donuts as often. I might get like a little cake or something like like there's donut sticks. I like to buy those or some cookies or something that just calls to me. It's like sugar is like it is one of those things that's it's addictive, and as a competitor and also working in the medical field, it's just one of those things that it's just I'm like I'm homeless right now thinking about donuts. Oh, donuts.
and then the more you eat, the more you crave the sugar. The more you eat, the more you want. So you keep on eating. I just can't. Once I start, I can't stop. So I have a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like anything. It's like crap. And and you work with your diet and your nutritionist, and and what's your schedule like for especially eating your training?
What do I eat or?
What you eat? What because some people eat certain things that helps them in their process.
Yeah, I eat the last several weeks before a show, which I eat mostly cod and greens. Probably 4 weeks out, I do nothing but cod and greens, 4 meals a day, like cod and Brussels sprouts or cod and asparagus. And I eat that, and that's when I start really getting shredded. Before that, like the first part, I have chicken, but most, and sweet potato, oatmeal, stuff like that. But I always switch to all cod for like the last 4 weeks, and that's how I get super shredded. It's like as soon as I start switching, my body just starts changing immediately. Like it changes almost by the day. So it really works good for me. That's my ace in the hole is throwing in that cod. And, you know, 4 weeks, 3.5, 4 weeks is all I need, and I'll be ready.
Yeah, fish. I'm surprised. Most of the time, I average usually a lot of turkey, some beef, but fish. It's good protein, good brain food too, especially when you're on low carb diet and you
Yeah,
need that carb for your brain.
true. Very true.
Here we got here. This is from man FDR Power. He says, donut queen.
Yeah.
Also, a man balls deep. He says Krispy Kreme.
I love those.
I mean, the closest Krispy Kreme for us is like in Fayetteville. That's the next town over, like 50 miles away. But there's a Dunkin' Donuts like the next town over. That's 10 miles away.
Okay.
I kind of like Krispy Kreme more like Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know. They
Oh, yeah.
just yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, something about that. I think Krispy Kreme just more. I remember my brother used to live right next to Krispy Kreme when we were living in Fayetteville. And he went out one day, said he can give us a beer and something else. Say, hey, I'm gonna go out. So you need anything? He said, nah. And said, if I walk past the Dunkin' Donuts, the red lights on, we get something? Yeah, give me 2 donuts. So anyway, yeah. And being a mom and taking care of your kids, I know those times, especially when you're training your kids, that's one thing is being on your diet and strict diet, kids don't always gonna eat what you want to eat.
Right, right.
And, yeah. And
Yeah,
I
I'm taking
know,
thing, and I usually, when I was cooking for them, I would cook them what they want, and I'd always eat something separate. A lot of times, if I was doing chicken and asparagus and rice, they would eat that too. But mostly, they had their own meals, and I had mine. We would eat together, but they'd have their own. So, and they're used to me having eaten something different, so it's all good.
and it's good that you have the support of your children and your friends and family. Like I said, this is a tough sport. And
Yes.
interviews I talk with some of you ladies, it's mentally, physically, emotionally, financially draining. I
Yeah.
mean, it was like any legitimate sport where which you can really make a career out of it. Where okay, I won't have to nurse anymore. I can just do this for a living.
Right. Yeah. That's the thing. If you don't make any money off it, it just so even the pros, even the top pros are doing okay. They're doing decent, but they're not making like 6 figures plus, you know, to support their so it definitely costs more than you make in it. That's for sure.
Yeah, I've talked about this. How some of the ladies they do like I just recently did a GoFundMe because I want to go to check out more shows. And
Hmm.
GoFundMe is a crowdfunding popular like that. Some ladies, as excuse my French, they do the Beat the Meat websites. That's OnlyFans or the online stuff. People might not like it, but it's the way to make money. It's not for everybody, but
Hmm.
if you get into sport, you have to plan everything out, like your diet, your shopping. If you see a suit that you might like, you might have to debate, say, do I need a suit? Because something happened to my car's alternator, I gotta get it fixed.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's some sacrifice you have to make, not just financially, but also your time.
Hmm. True. That's very true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of whole life because bodybuilding dominates your whole life. It's not like another sport. You just got to go out and run 4 miles and then you're done for the day. Bodybuilding is like a 24-hour lifestyle, and that's a lot of cost to it. So you're right.
Yeah, and like I said, sponsorship does help, especially I know some people out there. Usually, if you're a top level competitor, but still, if you're just somebody like yourself, who's a nice lady, who loves this sport, who's been competing as long as you have, I think anybody out there who's interested in sponsoring her, let's say social media links, especially reach out to her with a genuine plan. But don't do this, guys. Don't be saying, "Hey, Julianne, I really like your little short, little tiny little thing. If I do something for you, no, 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 guys, stop that,
Yeah.
stop that.
Reach out to me. I'll
Yeah,
sponsor. fly out to Atlanta. I'm like, okay, and what do you want from me when I get there? So I've had a lot of inquiries like that. So
Yeah, this is what someone should say. It says, Miss Warbler, we really like your personality. We like your style. We think you might be somebody who might really represent our product. So if you're interested and we have a contract and you look it over, give your thoughts. If it's something that interests you, we'll set you up. All we want to see you is represent us and we represent you. Maybe, like I said, take care of your expenses when you go to a show and also promote you. That's, I
yeah,
think, will help a lot of you ladies in the long run.
it sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good. But like I said, you're selling your dream. Here we got here
Yeah.
from a man, Balls He says, um, quitters never win. Keep going, sweetie. We have here one Mr. Ryan Brown. He says, Jules, but what? I,
Boy, that's
yeah,
juicy.
yeah. And also he says this. He says, holy crap, Jules, showing up the gun show. Yeah, yeah. There she goes. She's flexing for you guys. You got a little flex, so be happy. So, so but like I said, we're not gonna hold much longer. We do appreciate time she given us. Because like I said, when I reach out to you ladies, and this is someone I've been following for a long time. I say, I'm trying to get her on. And guys, when you get that girl to your place, they say, I get her, finally got her, you get excited. But I respect what she does and who she is. She's a mother, she's a veteran, she's a nurse, and she's passionate about the sport because you have to be passionate about the sport to do what you do. The time, the money, the sacrifice you have to make. I mean, and especially this is a sport that really it doesn't get as much attention like it used to back in the day.
Right.
Where not much on television, not a lot of people saying, "Hey, there's opportunities for you," but there's so much risk but little reward to it.
Right. I'm just going to get my phone charger because my phone's about to die.
All right, that's right. We'll give you a minute, but
I'm listening.
yeah. Here we got here from a man. Shout out to a man, balls deep. He says, "Have a gorgeous, have a good evening, gorgeous."
Well, thank you. You do.
Also, yeah, this is from a man, balls. He says, "This was a dope interview. I appreciate that, brother. Thank
Yeah.
you."
You know.
Also, this is from Tyler. You got a new fan here, Julie. He says, "Truly underrated queen of the game." Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you, Tyler.
And
Yes.
also, this is from a man, Lawrence Perkins says, good evening, Julie, George, and everyone on the chat. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Lawrence.
Yeah. So let's give us a second to sit down. And yeah, this is why I do this. This is why I have this channel to give y'all ladies the opportunity to share your stories, to hear what it takes to be a woman in a sport like this, to be an athlete, to compete, and to be passionate about bodybuilding. I mean, there's so many things you could do with your life, but you chose to do this,
Right.
and you chose to commit yourself to it. And I feel like this, maybe eventually the right show, or maybe from the right judge, I truly believe that you will probably get your pro card someday.
I know. Oh, so disappointing.
Yeah. This is my man Balls Deep. He says, wait, about to pull up your wait, it's going slow actually. He says, nice crib. Thank you.
I got a condo.
Yeah. And also, you come on so far the last 2 years, phenomenal. I think just about the right time. It's about timing.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I don't know, the judges keep changing, saying, okay, we need you to look like this, we need you to look like that, you need to look like this. I know it can get frustrating, but you know what? I think, if you're determined enough to do it, you'll do it.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I don't want to give up. I'm not ready to give up. It's not my heart to give up. And like I said, I think it's achievable. I think I can do it. I think I deserve it. I think I walk the walk and talk the talk of a pro without being a pro. So I think I can do it. I don't want to give up yet.
Well, I think you could do it. I honestly believe it. I think, it's just about, again, timing, the right judges. Everything has to come in line. Like you have to have
Right.
like the perfect storm, you
Right.
know. And I think,
Yes.
if you do get your pro card, would you think about jumping into the pro? Like I think some ladies who just get the pro card, North Americans did the Masters championships. Would you think about you want to take yourself some time, or you want to jump into it all feet?
I would jump right in. I would jump right in, just because I'm ready for it, and I'm not getting any younger. So I would jump right in and tackle the first pro show the first year. If there was one in conjunction, I might just do that, or I would do one shortly after I got the card. So definitely want to do a pro show the same year.
I think it's not that many shows other than I think Toronto Pro they do it, but I don't know if you have to be Canadian or so. I don't know. That's one. Uh,
Right.
I think also if you did the Rising Phoenix, the Miss International, that's also
Mhm.
another show where you get pro qualified, you can jump into Chicago Pro, and that's about it. I think it's about 2 or 3 shows. Also, I think the Europa Championship overseas, you can do that too. But you like I say, you don't want to go overseas to compete because I don't know the rules about competitors out of other countries outside of
Yeah,
Europe.
costs a lot of money,
Yeah, a
and
lot. Of,
I think depending on the show, some Americans can compete in them, but I'm not even sure. So
yeah, I think it's still like the cost of traveling, then how travel can affect your body. You might come in, you might be shredded to the gills, but then you get air, you get off the plane and look like you're bloated and just like, oh,
yeah,
got
you
all this
can't
excess
do it.
water.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's why a lot of because the nationals, the Masters Olympia is going to be in Tokyo.
Oh, is
Yeah,
it in Tokyo this
yeah,
year?
yeah.
Yeah.
Next year in Tokyo.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think one lady who just I was been talking with her. She just got her qualification for it. I know Rashana Boswell, who competed at the Alita Popa Classic. She's already because she won the show last. No, in 2020. Um, two, 2023, 2023. Yeah, she won 2023. She's already qualified. And also, if you do get your pro card, you can put it in. They say that I was seeing a thing where they say you can put in your application if you get your pro
Hmm.
card, if you're a
Okay.
pro. If what they would see if you're suitable for them. But like I said, I'll send it to you. You can check it out.
Oh,
This link. Yeah,
okay. Sounds
yeah.
good.
We have here from my man Lawrence Perkins says, long as you had fun on stage, that's all that it matters. Sometimes it's not
Yeah.
enough. Yes, yeah.
That's
And also, he says, you always a champion as a mother before anything. Thank
uh,
you, Lawrence. He's a great guy.
my friend.
Yeah, Lawrence says he knows y'all ladies. Keep going. That pro card is one show away. Yeah, I think I believe it.
Boom.
Yeah. Also from Tyler says, keep improving way you are. No BS or political politics can hold you down. Thank you again. And also this is one more for Lauren says, I have faith your crown on stage will come. So yeah, thank you, brother.
Thank you.
So this is gonna be my last question. What
Okay.
would you want out of bodybuilding for yourself in the future?
Um, just um, knowing that I've can challenge myself, and I've been able to challenge myself all these years, and just living the bodybuilding lifestyle and competing in shows is a challenge. It's a physically very demanding challenge, and when I get there, I have a lot of pride that I was able to do it and that I didn't quit. So just having that in my background, knowing what I'm capable of, I'm a strong woman, and it makes me a stronger woman. So just having that pride is, that kind of drives me. So
Yeah, that's good you have that because you need this, especially for a sport. I said again, it's a tough sport.
yes,
And if this was like any other sport where there was more opportunities, especially benefits to it, it'd be worth it. But like I said, this is your choice to compete, and you have a passion for it. That's why I respect women like yourself. The
yeah,
time you put into it, and you really have to understand what you get. It's not easy. You know,
no,
I mean, it's not easy. But
that,
anything worth having is never going to be easy.
that's true. Because if it was that easy, everybody would do it. So
Yeah. Like Ronnie Coleman says, everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but they want to lift that heavy ass weight.
absolutely, so true.
Yeah. So, folks, we do appreciate time for the lovely Mrs. Warbler for coming through here. We hope for her the best of luck. We hope maybe so there are a few more shows for Olympic qualification. I mean pro qualification. Maybe one of the shows we'll get her. If not, next year. I would
Yeah,
say it's just about timing, judges. Get rid of all the political bullshit. Give this woman a chance. She has a great physique. She has a great personality. She deserves to be on the stage with the great ones, in this sport. And like I said, I hope she does. Like I said, I really enjoy this conversation with her. We have here. This is from my man Ryan Brown says, "There you have it, Jules. We all think you should have your pro card many times over. Thank you, Ryan. We appreciate you, brother. And, we do appreciate you, lovely Mr. Warbler. Now, so we're going to let you go. So, you have anybody you want to shout out to while you're here?
No, just thank you everybody who showed up and listened and was interested in what I had to say, and the compliments from everybody, all followers and close friends, and you know who you are. So thank you everybody. Yeah. I'm blessed to be here. I'm blessed that you wanted to interview me. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, like I said, I enjoy talking to you, ladies. I know I got guys that say, "Hey, George, we're talking this person." I talk to people that interest me and
Mhm.
who you are, how long you're competing, and your passion for a sport. That's why I reach out to some ladies. I mean, this is why there's not enough people to give y'all women recognition. Everybody's gonna pay attention to the TNA divisions and the banana hammocks and board shorts. But you
Right.
women, bodybuilding, physique, and figure, y'all deserve just as much. Because you know what? It wasn't for bodybuilding, there wouldn't be those other divisions. They wouldn't
Absolutely.
exist.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Bodybuilding started, you know? So
yeah, yeah. And I think you deserve the recognition and respect for what you do. Because you know what? If people don't understand you and who you are, like Bernie Mac says, fuck them. Yeah. And also,
you
hmm?
like the way I look, I don't care. I'm way too old to care what you think about me. I don't care. I do this for me.
Yeah,
And people I associate with like me for me, so that's all that counts. So I don't care what somebody thinks. They think I look like a man. I don't care because I don't think I look like a man. So
no, you're a very attractive lady. I know some people don't. Maybe, like I said, you may not be what the standard of what femininity is or what women should be, but you are a lady. You are a woman.
that's
If
right.
anything, people need to understand and accept that. If you're not the standard of what everybody says, you don't have to be. Like I said, you
Yep.
got guys like here, my man Lawrence, my man Balls Deep, Ryan here, Tyler here, everyone's here. They want to see you because
Mhm.
you're a beautiful. Like my man Lawrence said this. It says I see all
Oh,
beauty.
thank you,
Yeah,
Lawrence.
yeah, he is a great guy. Anytime
He is.
he comes in here, the ladies tell me, "Hey, Lawrence is a great guy." I appreciate we follow each other. Yeah, he's a great guy, and that's good that you have people like Lawrence and many other people out here, Ryan in here to support you because you know what, you deserve that. You need that because it can be tough.
It can.
Dealing
Yeah.
with dealing with people's prejudices.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love the support. I thank everybody for the support. I do get a lot of support through social media, and it means a lot to me. It really, truly does. It drives me sometimes. There's a lot of times I feel like quitting because I've been through so much. And, I've been through a lot this year. I lost my brother. I've been sick. So it's been a tough year, but so many people want to see me. And I get so many people tell me I inspire them. And that really does mean a lot. So, and I don't want to quit. So thank you, everybody, for keeping me going. So I appreciate it.
well, like I said, ma'am, you're welcome because you know what, this is why I do this for y'all ladies because you know what, this is something that really maybe you might inspire somebody like yourself who wants to get into sport and see something like this. This is a lovely lady here and she's a mother, she's a nurse, she's done all this in her life. And if you want anything, you have to work for it. It's not going to be handed to you. Too
It's
many
true.
junkies, yeah, too many junkies want everything hot and ready and fresh. No, it doesn't work like that. You
Sure.
have to really work to put time in. And my other guy got to say something to you. Says, Julianne, I want to tell you something. You are beautiful. Why so serious? I'm sorry about him. I gotta keep an eye. Yeah, yeah. So, but anyway, folks, we like to appreciate the lovely Miss Julie Ann Warbler for coming through here, sharing her story with us. We wish her best of luck. I feel like this. Maybe just me. I'm gonna say I think she's gonna get a pro card. If
Oh,
it's not this year, next year, I think she's gonna get because she deserves it. Like a lot of you ladies, I know it's like I said, people think it's easy to get a pro card. It is not. It is
mhm.
not. And if you're willing to put in that time, that hard work, and make those sacrifices, you should be rewarded for it. Truthfully.
Mhm.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
All righty, all right. Thank you again, man. I appreciate for your time. I want to shout out to my man Balls Deep, KL the Wanderer, Tyler Dunn, Ryan Brown, Lawrence Perkins, Bobby Fan 101. All you will hear who watching this movie, Vinny, Vinny who's came in. Saw you, Vinny, said, anybody who watched this live stream, comment, subscribe, follow Julie on our social media links in the description of this live stream. Guys, you know my rules. I keep telling you guys, don't do it. Don't be that weird guy. No DPs. Stop it. Get some help. I know she's right now, she's sitting there, she's just a week away from the show and she's still looking buff. I know you get excited about that, but calm yourself down. I'm sorry about that. I have to do that because now I've been some friends with these ladies and they tell me some crazy shit, and I just say, wow, some guys,
Yeah.
Well, ma'am, I'm gonna say again, I wish you best of luck. I hope you do get your pro card, and anything else, I can't wait to see you make your pro debut.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, you're welcome. And like I said, this is from my quote from Free Movie Batman Begins. When Jim Gordon said to Batman, said, I forgot to thank you. I never get to say thank you. He says, you never have to. That's why my channel's here, to give y'all ladies a voice that people need to hear. All right. Anyway, folks, thank you for coming through. Appreciate your time. We'd like to thank Julianne for coming through. Appreciate everybody who was here. Watch, comment, subscribe, share this video, and also follow us on social media. This is your man, Always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Like, don't subscribe. I have a good afternoon, good evening, and a good night.